Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're diving into your list of cryptos you might want to watch for 2025.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, should be fun. The list is called Top 5 Cryptocurrencies to Watch in 2025. Hidden Gems for High Returns.
Ah, yes, a classic.
Hidden gems and high returns. Two phrases you hear all the time in the crypto world.
Yeah, you always got to be careful with those buzzwords. It's easy to get caught up in the hype.
Absolutely. So
Absolutely.
we're going to take a skeptical look at these cryptos and see if they live up to those big promises.
Sounds good. Let's separate the signal from the noise.
All right. First up, we have the Green Energy Token, or GT.
GT,
Okay, yeah. It's trying to tap into the whole sustainability movement, trying to be the green crypto.
which is definitely a hot topic right now. Everyone's talking about going green.
But is it just a trend? Or is GetKey actually onto something with real staying power?
Well, the idea is that GT supports renewable energy projects using blockchain technology.
So like solar farms, wind turbines, that kind of stuff.
Exactly. The article mentions partnerships with some major energy providers, which is interesting.
Okay, so there's some real world involvement.
Yeah, but the big question is, how does this actually change the energy market?
Right, because we've had carbon credits in other systems for a while now.
Exactly. So is GetT truly innovative, or is it just dressing up old ideas in new blockchain clothes?
That's a great point. We need to compare it to those traditional approaches and see what the real difference is.
Yeah, like how does it actually encourage people to use renewable energy? Does it really reduce carbon emissions, or is it just shifting things around?
Important questions for sure. And these are the things you'll want to think about when you're doing your own research.
All right, next up, we have AI Chainlink, or AICL.
Oh, this one sounds futuristic. AI and blockchain together.
Yeah, this one caught my eye too. It's all about integrating artificial intelligence with the security of blockchain.
Makes you think of like robots managing your portfolio or something, right?
Aha, yeah, exactly.
Hopefully they're good at it.
Right. So how does AICL actually work? Break it down for us. Basically, AICL acts like a bridge between AI algorithms and the blockchain. It allows developers to create decentralized AI applications.
Decentralized, so it's not controlled by one company.
Right. That's the idea. So you can have AI algorithms running on a blockchain, analyzing data from all over the place and making decisions based on certain rules.
Okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But what kind of real world applications are we talking about here?
Well, the article mentions partnerships with AI startups and big tech companies.
But what are they actually using it for? Can you give us an example?
Sure. Let's say you have a healthcare system that uses AICL to share and analyze patient data.
Oh, okay. I'm listening.
So AI algorithms could look for patterns in the data and predict potential health risks.
That could be really useful for early diagnosis.
Exactly. And because it's all on a blockchain, the data is encrypted and decentralized, so it's more secure and private.
Okay, so that's one potential use case. But are these partnerships actually leading to real projects?
Right. That's the key question. Is it all just hype, or is there real adoption happening?
You'll definitely want to dig into that more as you're researching AICL.
All right, moving on to Quantum Safe Coin, or QSC.
QSC? Huh. This one sounds a bit like a doomsday prepper crypto.
Yeah. It's all about preparing for the day when quantum computers can break our current encryption methods.
Which honestly sounds a bit
Yeah,
scary.
that's definitely a potential threat. But is QSC just fear-mongering, or are they onto something important?
I mean, technology is always evolving, so maybe they're just ahead of the curve.
Possibly. So let's talk about what quantum-resistant algorithms are and how they work.
Please do. I'm all ears.
Imagine you have a lock that can only be opened with a specific key. Traditional computers would try every key combination until they find the right one.
Like a brute force attack.
Exactly. But a quantum computer could theoretically try all the combinations at the same time, making current encryption vulnerable.
Okay, that's where QSC comes in.
Right. They use these quantum-resistant algorithms to create locks that are much harder to crack, even for those super-fast quantum computers.
So to hedge against the threat that might not even happen for years.
Exactly. That's the debate. Is it worth investing in a solution to a problem that doesn't exist yet?
Tough call. Some experts say the threat is overblown. Others say it's a smart move to be prepared.
In the end, it comes down to your own risk assessment. Do you believe this is a risk worth mitigating?
All right, let's step into the metaverse now with Metaverse Economy Token, or MET.
MET.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one is riding the wave of all that metaverse hype.
Right. Everyone's talking about virtual worlds and digital economies. But is MET actually legit?
Well, the key here is understanding the difference between investing in specific metaverse companies and investing in the overall metaverse economy.
Okay, so Met is more about the activity within those virtual worlds.
Exactly. Think of it like this Met is designed to facilitate transactions within these metaverses.
So buying virtual land, paying for services, earning income, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like a universal currency for all those different online spaces.
That's an interesting idea. But what about limitations? Is Met tied to just a few metaverses?
That's a crucial question.
Oh,
If it's limited, its value could be restricted. But if it aims to be used across a wider range of platforms, it could be huge.
right. It could become like a metaverse dollar. You'll want to research their roadmap and see if they have plans for wider adoption.
All right, last but not least, we have decentralized finance 2.0 coin, or DeFi 2.
DeFi 2, aiming to shake up the world of decentralized finance.
Okay, before we go any further,
Yeah.
let's make sure we're all on the same page. Are you familiar with DeFi in general?
DeFi is basically a financial system built on blockchain technology. It's all about operating outside of traditional banks and institutions.
Okay, so DeFi 2 claims to build on that foundation, offering new and improved features.
Right. Things like enhanced lending protocols, smart contract insurance, and even automated profit-sharing system.
Hold on, let's break that down.
Oh.
What do those enhanced features actually mean for someone using DeFi 2?
So, for example, enhanced lending protocols could mean easier ways to borrow and lend crypto with lower fees and better interest rates.
Okay, that makes sense. What about smart contract insurance?
That's about protecting users from hacks and vulnerabilities, which have been a problem in the DeFi space.
So it's about adding a layer of security.
Exactly. And then there's the automated profit-sharing systems, which could distribute rewards to token holders based on how well the platform is doing.
Okay, I can see how those features could be appealing. But is DeFi 2 truly innovative, or are they just repackaging old ideas?
Right. How does it compare to the other DeFi coins that are already out there? That's what you need to figure out.
We need to see if there's real substance behind the marketing.
Exactly. You got to separate the wheat from the chaff.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground already. From green energy and AI to quantum computers and the metaverse, these 5 cryptos offer a glimpse into some potentially game-changing trends.
It's been a fascinating overview. But remember, this is just the first layer of the onion. There's so much more to explore and analyze.
Don't base your investment decisions solely on what we've talked about today. Do your own research and dig deeper into each of these cryptos.
Exactly. We've just scratched the surface here.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back to discuss these cryptos in more detail and consider some of the challenges and opportunities they present.
Looking forward to it.
You know, one thing that keeps coming to mind as we're talking about these cryptos is the volatility of the crypto market.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, it can be a wild ride. Sometimes it feels like you're on a roller coaster.
Absolutely. Crypto is known for its ups and downs.
So how do you factor that in when you're thinking about these 5 cryptos? Even if the technology seems promising, the market can be so unpredictable.
That's a great point, and it's something every investor needs to consider. These cryptos are still relatively new, and their value can be influenced by so many things.
Like what?
Oh, speculation, news cycles, regulatory changes, what's trending on social media.
Social media? Really?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. A single tweet can send prices soaring or crashing.
It's crazy how much influence it has.
It's true. So you have to be really careful and not get caught up in the hype.
So how do you stay grounded then?
Well, one important thing is diversification. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, especially in a volatile market like crypto.
Makes sense. Spread your investments around a bit.
Right. And consider adding some assets that are considered more stable to balance out the risk.
Okay, diversification. Got it.
Mhm.
But what about timing? This article is focusing on 2025. Is that a realistic time frame for these cryptos to really take off, or is that date just arbitrary?
Yeah, 2025 is just a marker. It's not a guarantee. Remember, the crypto landscape can change dramatically in a very short period of time.
So we could be looking at a completely different picture in a year or two.
Exactly. That's why it's so important to understand the long-term potential of each crypto beyond the hype cycles.
So how can you, as a potential investor, separate the signal from the noise? What should you be looking for?
You need to look beyond the headlines and analyze the fundamentals.
Fundamentals like what?
The underlying technology, the team behind it, the partnerships they're forming, and most importantly, the real-world problems they're trying to solve.
Okay, so it's about looking at the bigger picture, not just the short-term price fluctuations.
Exactly. It's about understanding the value proposition of each crypto and whether it has the potential to make a real impact.
That makes sense. Another thing that's been on my mind is regulation. Governments around the world are still trying to figure out how to deal with cryptocurrencies. It feels like a big unknown.
Regulation is definitely a big question mark hanging over the entire market. It's one of the biggest uncertainties we have to deal with.
Yeah, because one country might embrace crypto, while another might impose strict restrictions or even outright bans.
Exactly. And those regulatory shifts can have a huge impact on the price and adoption of cryptos.
So it's a risk factor to keep in mind.
For sure. Imagine a scenario where a major government suddenly bans privacy coins like QSC.
That would be a big blow.
It could send the price plummeting regardless of its quantum-resistant technology.
On the other hand, if a government creates a really favorable regulatory environment for green energy solutions, that could be huge for Get.
Exactly. It's a double-edged sword.
Speaking of Get T, some listeners have raised concerns about the environmental impact of cryptocurrencies,
Ah, yes, the energy consumption debate.
especially those that use proof-of-work consensus mechanisms like Bitcoin.
Right. It's been a hot topic lately.
But it's important to remember that not all cryptos are created equal in terms of their environmental footprint.
Absolutely. Some cryptos are already using more energy-efficient consensus mechanisms like proof of stake.
And some, like Get T, are specifically designed to support sustainable energy projects.
Exactly. So if environmental impact is a concern for you, you need to research the specific consensus mechanism used by each crypto and their overall approach to sustainability.
You can't just lump them all together.
Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about the potential applications of these cryptos in the real world beyond just trading and investing.
Okay, let's get practical. How could these cryptos change the way we live and work?
Well, we already talked about AICL and its potential use in healthcare, but let's take GET, for example. Imagine a future where renewable energy producers can use GDT tokens to track and trade the energy they generate.
Creating a peer-to-peer energy marketplace.
Exactly. Consumers could then buy and sell clean energy directly from each other, cutting out the middleman.
That would be a game changer.
It's about democratizing access to clean energy and rewarding those who contribute to a more sustainable future.
I love that idea. What about MedT? What are its real-world applications?
Think about metaverse economies. Imagine a global marketplace where artists, musicians, and creators can use Met to sell their digital creation directly to consumers.
Wow, cutting out the traditional platforms and intermediaries.
Exactly. It could empower creators to own and monetize their work in entirely new ways.
That's a powerful concept. And what about QSC?
Well, its focus on quantum-resistant security could have applications far beyond just financial transactions.
Like what?
Think about sensitive data like medical records, government documents, intellectual property. QSC could provide a new level of protection against future cyber threats.
So it's not just about securing crypto transactions, it's about securing all kinds of data.
Exactly. And finally, let's not forget about DeFi.
Right, with its enhanced lending protocols and smart contract insurance.
Imagine a world where individuals and small businesses can access loans and financial services directly through DeFi 2 without needing traditional banks.
It's about financial inclusion, giving people more control over their financial lives.
Precisely. But of course, as with any financial innovation, there are risks to consider.
Such as?
Well, you need to be aware of potential scams, vulnerabilities, and the inherent volatility of the crypto market.
So education and due diligence are essential before making any investment decisions.
Absolutely. You've got to do your homework, understand the risks, and never invest more than you can afford to lose.
Especially in the world of crypto where things can change so quickly.
It's about approaching this space with a balanced perspective, combining enthusiasm for the potential with a healthy dose of caution and critical thinking.
It's been a wild ride exploring these 5 cryptos. I feel like we've only just scratched the surface.
Yeah, there's so much to unpack with each of these.
From green energy and AI to metaverse economies and the future of DeFi, it's a lot to take in.
Definitely a lot to think about.
As we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one key takeaway you want our listener to walk away with? What's the most important thing for them to keep in mind?
I think the biggest thing to remember is that these cryptos, their success or failure depends on more than just the technology.
Okay, man, listen.
We can talk about all these amazing features and potential applications, but there are these external factors, things we can't control, that play a huge role.
What kind of external factors are we talking about?
We'll think about the global economic landscape, for example.
Okay.
Will we see continued growth, or are we headed for a recession? How will inflation and interest rates impact investors' willingness to take risks on things like crypto?
Those are some big picture questions.
Exactly. And the answers will have a ripple effect across the entire market, including these 5 cryptos.
So it's not just about understanding the tech, it's about understanding the context in which that tech exists.
Right. The crypto market doesn't exist in a bubble. It's interconnected with everything else that's happening in the world.
And then there's the whole regulatory landscape, which is constantly shifting.
Absolutely. Will governments embrace crypto or crack down on it? That's a big unknown that could make or break these cryptos.
It's like trying to predict the weather. You can look at the forecast, but you never really know for sure what's going to happen.
It's true. So you have to be adaptable and prepared for anything.
So it sounds like staying informed is key. Not just about crypto news, but about global events and economic trends.
Absolutely. It's about connecting the dots and seeing how everything fits together.
So you can make more informed decisions.
Exactly. It's about being a well-rounded investor who understands the bigger picture.
Well, this has been an incredible deep dive. I feel like I've learned so much.
I feel it's been a great discussion.
But remember, this is just a starting point for your own exploration.
Exactly. Do your own research, challenge assumptions, ask critical questions, and form your own conclusions.
The world of crypto is full of possibilities, but it's also full of risks.
It's an exciting space, but you have to approach it with both enthusiasm and a healthy dose of skepticism.
So be curious, be cautious, and never stop learning.
That's the key. And if you have any questions along the way, don't hesitate to reach out. We're always here to help.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of crypto.
It's been a pleasure.
And until next time, happy investing.